Ladies, you should just smell the aroma in this kitchen. It's wonderful. We have a roast that's all done baking here in our microwave. And gals, oh, it's mouth-watering delicious, I'm sure. I can't wait to sink my teeth into it. I just want to say welcome back to CVN. We are in the kitchen right now. My name is Mary Beth Rowe. This is our special guest today, Patty Kester-Smith, and she's from the Sharp Corporation. Again, thanks so much for coming with us today.
Thank you, Mary Beth.
Appreciate it. Patty is very knowledgeable on the Sharp microwave, of course, and we are actually doing some cooking. In fact, let's show everybody the roast.
Get this roast out.
Look at how brown this roast is. This is yummy,
a lot of people don't think microwaves brown meats, but any meats that cook over 10 minutes do brown.
How long did this take?
Overcooked. This took less than 20 minutes, more like 15 minutes. And look, Mary Beth, medium rare.
Oh, my heart beats still. That's the way I like my roast beef, too. Pink in the middle, brown on the edges.
Let's get you a little bite here.
Do I get to have a little bite already?
Wait just a second.
I tell you what, I'm going to price this before I take a bite, because then I got to chew and I got to get this price up. You know what we're going to do? $3.99 is the price of the manufacturer's suggested retail price. This particular microwave we've had for $299, which has been a fantastic price tag. But we're dropping the price now to $249.92 or 4 easy payments of $62.48. And gals, if your microwave is a few years old and you want something that's updated and better, this is the one. If you need a new microwave, by all means, get this one. If you need a second microwave for maybe an upstairs and a downstairs, you want a microwave on both levels, get this one. This is a 700-watt machine. It also has the turntable, the carousel inside. It has what we call the ESP sensor, which Patty's going to tell us about in a moment. But right now, gals, I can tell you this is one of the best quality Sharp microwaves you can buy. And the price tag, like you said, is an unbelievable $249.92. I'm going to eat.
Okay.
Where's
There's
my
a little piece.
Oh, I can't wait.
Just a minute, you'll try some lobster tail. This is probably the biggest dish in anyone's kitchen. This is the 9x13 dish. And this microwave, even with the carousel in it, is big enough to hold the 9x13 dish in turn. And that carousel is the most asked for feature in a microwave oven today.
Why?
It eliminates any turning and rotating. Every package instruction in the grocery store you pick up with microwave directions tells you to turn and rotate the food.
Right.
Because there are microwaves, different microwaves have different hot and cold spots in them, and it's just impossible to do away with those unless you come back and turn and rotate the food. Sharp turns the food so you don't have to.
You know, I want to ask you quickly about the 9x13 pan, and we say, you know, a lot of people say, well, there's just, you know, my husband and me and whatever. Why would you want someone this big?
This one this big? Well, you're not always going to need this much space, but I'd always rather have the extra space and not always need it than to need it at the important times like Christmas and Thanksgiving, and when the whole family's home and you're wanting to pop the big casseroles in and warm them up and have lots of things going at one time. And it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Exactly.
Right.
I agree with that because, you know, there's been times when I've needed it when I have a big group over. And my microwave, I was just saying, I paid almost, well, $350 for mine. It's half this size. It's only 450 watt powers. This was, you know, like 4 or 5 years ago. And so I'll tell you what, ladies, this is one of the best buys. In fact, I was just telling Patty before the show, I think I'm going to go out and get this one now that we've cut the price. Now, I have to tell you about this roast, though. So moist. I cannot believe it. How did that do that?
Because a microwave is moist cooking. All it does is agitate the water molecules in the food, cause them to vibrate at about 2.5 billion times a second, which causes the friction, which causes the heat that cooks the food. The browning is caused because of the caramelization of fats in a product. Something with not quite as much fat, like a chicken, won't brown as much, but there's a lot of ways you can enhance browning on foods.
Let's talk about the lobster because we're going to stick this in. We've got a lobster tail. Now, tell us why we want to do the lobster tail.
Well, fish is perfect in a microwave, any kind of shellfish or fish, because it's moist heat. And one of the problems people have with cooking fish in a microwave is that they cook it just a little bit too long, it gets tough. Whereas our sensor, our ESP sensor, amazing feature, is able to sense the moisture that's released from the food and cook it to perfection. It wouldn't matter if I had 1 lobster tail or 2 or 3 or 1/2 that size. All I have to do is I just set it in the oven, I touch the sensor cook, and fish and seafood is the number 0. I touch 0 and start. It wouldn't matter how many or how much. It wouldn't matter if I had one baked potato or 2 or 3 or 5 or 6 or one strip of bacon or 4 or 8. One of the hardest things to learn about cooking in a microwave oven is timing. Timing is everything. The more food you have, the longer it takes. The bigger the potato is, the longer it takes. But on the sensor, all you do is touch sensor cook in one of the 10 categories. We have fresh vegetables, frozen vegetables, baked potatoes, frozen entrees, sauté, casserole, bacon, hamburger, chicken pieces, fish, seafood. It doesn't matter. You just stick the food in and it cooks it.
So there's no more guessing then? Because I think a microwave is a guessing game. You know, like you say, people put the food in and they say, well, let's try 3 minutes, let's try 6 minutes, you know. It's a guessing game. So with this one, there's no more guessing because of the sensor. It senses, see if I'm correct, it senses the amount of moisture in the food and it can tell how long it needs to be cooked.
Exactly.
Right?
It's really a combination of the moisture in the food, the humidity around the food, and the aroma or the gases that are released from the food. Like at room temperature, you can't smell bacon, but as it starts cooking, you start smelling it. Now, some people say, well, that's great, but these are all foods that you actually cook. And what about reheating? A lot of microwave cooking is reheating, and it always will be a primary function. The sensor goes a step further, and we have a reheat pad right above the sensor cook. That is a reheat sensor. So if I had one serving of last night's lasagna or the whole casserole or only 2 servings, I would stick it in, I would cover it with a little wax paper, I would just touch the reheat pad, and that's it. When it's heated to perfection, it stops. There's no guesswork.
That's, I think, it's just, it has to be the most incredible thing. Now, ladies, listen to this. This is going to take all of the guesswork out of your microwave cooking. You can use this over and over and over again. You can use it all day long to heat up the water for your coffee or your tea, or heat up your coffee, to cooking the roast for supper. And you know, I was thinking too, for those women who are very busy women, you're taking the kids here and there, you're working women, whatever the case may be, to be able to do a roast in 20 minutes, a half hour, depending upon the size of the roast, and letting this do the guesswork of how long it should be cooked, that's incredible, because no longer do you have to put that roast in the oven and cook it for 2 hours or 3 hours, something like that.
You could even use the auto start feature on this oven. Say you get home from the office, you've got to run pick the kids up from school and take them to dance lessons. You can put the roast in there with the probe, set it, the auto start to come on maybe half hour before you get home. It comes on when you walk in the door, the roast is done, you put the baked potatoes in there, take them out, set the table, put the vegetables in there, carve the roast, you have dinner over with before you know it.
You know, this too with 700 watts of power I think is pretty incredible, because again we're talking about a lot of wattage so that you don't have to, I mean, baked potatoes are going to cook very, very quickly.
Right.
And they're not going to dry out.
Right. All of the instructions in the grocery store on all the foods, most all popcorn manufacturers always suggest 600 to 700 watts. 7 is the max, so that means that the minimum amount of time on those instructions is usually enough. And that's in an oven that will hold, this will hold a 20-pound turkey. I don't know if you've ever had a turkey. We did a turkey breast back around Christmas here, and anybody in the studio will tell you it was just the most moist, tender, juicy turkey. And it had, I actually had a golden brown skin to it because I brushed it with a little butter and kitchen bouquet. The lobster tail's done. It says stand and cover because the heat that's left in this lobster tail is finishing to cook it.
Okay. But now, while that's happening, I'm going to go to the phones. We're going to talk to some gals who've already purchased the microwave. As more and more of you call in, ladies, again, you can put it on your Visa, MasterCard, or Discover card. Notice that CVN's added that and brand new this weekend. You can use your Discover card. You need to call quickly. $249.92. We've dropped the price from $299. It has to be one of the best buys in a microwave you could ever find. Good morning. You're live on the air with Mary Beth. And what is your first name?
And my name is Marie.
Marie, I'm so glad you called. Are you excited about your new microwave?
Yes, I've been saying I'm going to get one, so I figured I would try this one.
Okay. Did you understand about the sensor, that there's no more guesswork in your microwave cooking?
My husband is out there watching it. I'm in the other room.
Okay.
That sounds great.
I'll tell you, it is wonderful because you just put the food in, decide which category it is part of, and then push the number, and the machine, the actual microwave, will determine how long your food should cook. And if you have any questions, we include a cookbook with it, okay?
Oh, great.
All right. Maria, I'm glad you called in. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. Let's go ahead and take another phone call. I got to try some of this lobster. This has got to be incredible. It is so tender, and it's so moist.
Sure.
That is why. Oh, that's wonderful.
Microwave cooking fish and seafood and vegetables and all those high-density foods just cook great. There's no, you know, if you're getting tough foods, if things are dried out, it's because they're overcooked, and that sensor eliminates that fat.
Yes, because we're guessing at wrong numbers is what happens. Let's go back to the phones and say hi. Good morning. You're live on the air with Mary Beth, and what is your first name?
Good morning, Mary Beth. It's Berlin.
Hi, Berlin. Glad you called in. How do you like this microwave?
Well, I think the sensor is a terrific point.
Don't you? Talk to me about that. Do you feel like, have you ever had a microwave before?
No, I've never really wanted one, but all my friends have one, and they keep saying how great. But, you know, they don't use it for everything, like just warm-ups. But with the sensor, that kind of takes the guess out.
It does take the guesswork out, and I'll tell you, I think if people had the sensor machine, they'd do more cooking in it rather than just reheating.
Well, that's what I figure. I'd use it more for regular meals than just warm-ups.
And Berlin, and let me tell you this. You know what? Having a microwave will change your life. It really will. It'll be one of the most wonderful things you've ever had in your home.
Make me lazier, huh?
Yes, that's right. Make you enjoy life more, right?
True.
I'm glad you called in. Thank you so very, very much.
I just have one regret.
Oh, what's that?
Not an easy paycheck.
Oh, well, I'll tell you, I couldn't do that for you today. I tried. I didn't ask for it, but they said no.
Okay, well, thanks a lot.
Thanks anyway. Take care now.
You too.
Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to say last call in the microwave. You need to call in quickly. This is a fantastic buy, $249. The price just boggles my mind for a microwave that is this wonderful.
If they've got a microwave in their kitchen, take it to the office, take it to the lake house, anywhere. Put a brand new top-of-the-line, full-size, full-wattage microwave in their kitchen.
Great idea. Patty, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mary Beth.
Thank you for the roast beef and the lobster. And ladies, continue to call in on the microwave. We will leave it in the computer, but right now we're going to take just a brief pause, and we're going to take a look at some T-fall in just a moment.
Very, very powerful.
Keep it away from your cat, huh? Wow.
Very, very, very powerful.
Look at the power on that one.
Yes, it's very powerful, and it'll just pull, because this locks in, it will just pull along with the vacuum cleaner as you're cleaning.
Give me some more slack here.
Got this little quick cord release.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very long cord here.
We get the rubber guards around the bottom so we don't mess up the coffee table, huh?
Plus, this has 3 positions. You're in your upright position. This goes all the way down for getting under coffee tables or under the bed for easy cleaning.
Pat, let's go to the phone lines. We got a lot of people calling in. You're on the show with Sharp's brand new vacuum cleaner. I'm Al. Miss Patty, who's this?
Hi, Alan. Hi, Patty. How are you?
Good.
Hi there.
What's your name?
This is Denise from New Jersey.
Well,
I was vacuuming with my Sharp vacuum when this went on, and I had to call. I bought mine last October. I paid the $189. It is worth that and more. I liked it so much, I bought 2. I have one for upstairs, one for down.
Goodness.
I have my Electrolux vacuum sitting in the garage because it is so heavy, and I truly believe in this product. It is everything you say plus more.
Did you actually like we did here, pick up metal and all that?
I have a little girl, and I also have 9 nieces and nephews, and when there's a party, before I had to expect my rug before I vacuumed it. Now, I just vacuum with Breeze because I use it since October, both of them, and I love them. I absolutely love them.
How about cleaning up around the drapes and that, too?
No problem. I had so many attachments that came with other vacuums I had in the past, and they rotted. I never wanted to go through the trouble of using the attachments. With this, it is such a breeze. Plus, I also talked to a gentleman at Sharp explaining how much I like the vacuum. I called Sharp directly because I loved it so much. And he was one of the people that was involved in designing it. And he told me there's a special rocker system on the bottom that will allow the vacuum to stand up and not tip over. You know, sometimes when you pull the cord or the coil and the vacuum tips over, you might want to explain to the customers that that does not happen anymore, so you don't have your vacuum banging on your floor.
Boy, you sold me there.
Oh, well, let me tell you the ultimate story. I went into a major appliance store to get a washer with my husband. And we were shopping, and I said, "Oh, honey, this is the Sharp vacuum that I ordered from CVN." I hadn't quite gotten it yet, and I was so excited. So I said, "Let me just see how it works here." So I wound up, the salesperson came up to me and said, "Can I help you?" And I said, "No, I'm just looking at this product." And I wound up telling her all about this vacuum. She was a salesperson, and she knew none of these little tidbits. So that's another accommodation for CVN, that the hosts and hostesses truly know the product before they present it. Because I wound up telling her about the Sharp vacuum. She was selling it and didn't know half the stuff. She wound up getting the number of CVN from me and buying it from CVN instead of the store she worked in because they were selling it on sale for $2.89.
Oh, no.
With no attachments and no bag.
I think you just sold America. Thanks for calling.
Okay, you
Enjoy
guys take care. It is truly a marvelous piece of machinery. Anybody who needs a vacuum, just get this one. Do away with any others. It is fabulous.
Oh, I think they got you. Thanks for calling, everybody.
Thank you.
Sold.
How about that?
Now we're going to walk over here. We've got to show you more than just a vacuum cleaner by Sharp. Also coming up, microwave. We're going to do some cooking here, Patty?
Sure.
Well, you like the easiest way to cook. I don't know about you folks in the morning, but my cup of coffee every morning comes out of my microwave. It's about a minute or so, and you got hot coffee. What are we going to do here?
Well, we're going to make some nachos, but I'm going to show you how to brown ground beef.
Brown ground. This is the brand new. Now, when you see microwaves like this for $279, they're good buys. Today, only $159.92, or 4 easy payments of $39.98. This is the one with the carousel, the Sharp Carousel 2, 1 cubic foot, automatically turns the food on a 12-inch glass platter for even cooking, has a 12-inch pre-programmed. This has a brain built into it, huh?
Well, this has a feature called Instant Action. Instant Action automatically pre-programs 12 different
Here goes
foods.
the burger.
I've taken my
Raw
raw ground beef. I put it in a plastic colander so it'll just drain right through. Because of the fat content, it will brown. Now, on this Instant Action, I have a pad that says hamburger 4 ounces. That's 8 ounces. This is only 4 ounces. If I touched 4 ounces, it would give me a total of 1.5 minutes cooking time. But I've got twice as much, so I touch double quantity, hamburger 4 ounces, and it's automatically pre-programmed for that amount of time. If you had potatoes here, it would automatically program the time. If you had 2 potatoes, you would touch double quantity. You've got 5 power levels.
So it cooked to the proper way it should be cooked without hitting all the numbers.
Right. So one of the hardest things to learn about cooking in a microwave is timing. And this has some very, very commonly...
What about those little food entrees, you know, like La Menu, and you have Weight Watchers?
Right. Well, you've got a setting on that for that too, right here, frozen dinner.
So I just hit frozen dinner.
And it's just pre-programmed.
It automatically cooks it perfect?
That's correct. And this is 600 watts, which is the full wattage that is all the package instructions are based on, that microwave popcorn is based on. The carousel is a priceless feature. It's the most asked for feature in a microwave oven
Almost
today.
$300. Almost $300 on these. This is the microwave that turns the food, and it'll figure out how long the food should be cooked. $159 on. If you want a new microwave and you're looking for that carousel, Sharp that invented them, it's yours now for under $160. And there's no more trying to figure out, even defrosted, huh?
That's right. We've got defrost settings on there. You've got 5 power levels. We've got the Minute Plus feature that I'm going to show you in just a second. If you just want to put in times and power levels, you've got 10-minute, 1-minute, and 10-second keys, and you just keep
We'll
hitting
take a
them.
short break, Patty. We'll come right back, okay? Come on back. Stay on the line for this. Hey, best microwave in the market right now.
You're watching CVN, the shopping channel.
Hey, we're getting hungry here. Welcome back to CVN. I'm Alan Scance with Patty here from Sharp, and she's showing us about how to cook in a microwave, huh?
Right.
You like this one?
Yeah, I love this one. We've already browned the ground beef, and now what you do, you mix that with some taco seasoning, which I've already done. I've fixed my nachos. We'll just stick those in, and in a microwave oven, Alan, you're just all the time using 1 minute, 2 minutes. All the time you're adding a minute or so. We have this feature called Minute Plus. Touch that, Alan. Just touch it. It automatically turned the oven on for 1 minute. If I wanted 2 minutes, I would have touched that 2 times.
Nachos, cheese, and hamburger in 1 minute. Wowie.
So, and I don't have to come back and turn and rotate it because it's automatically turning for us. This microwave would hold a 10 to 12-pound turkey.
Now for 3 minutes only, folks, here comes the clock. This is the one for $159, and just down the street, Patty she just walked out of it. It's the same one at that discount store on the street for $199. It is. This is all over. If you buy this through Sharp, this is available with the brain built in. It tells you how long something should be cooked. That feature, Minute Plus, for a quick browning, you want coffee, a little hot water in the morning, hit that minute button, hot water brewing. Let's go to the telephone lines. You're on CVN with Alan and Patty's Sharp Microwave. Who's this?
Sonia from Washington.
Your first name again?
Sonia.
Hi, Sonia. How you doing today?
Oh, great.
You bought a new microwave.
Yes, for my daughter. She's moving into an apartment. I think it would be ideal.
Boy, you're helping out daughter now, huh?
Yeah, she doesn't cook too good.
Does she like microwave cooking a lot?
Oh, yeah. She's the one at home, and then she misses it.
Does she like nachos and cheese and hamburger?
Great, yeah.
We've got the best one. Now, would you like to ask Patty any question about microwaves?
No, I have a Sharp, but it's different than that. In fact, I think this is almost nicer than one I have, the Alcrater.
Does yours have that brain built into it, Sonia, that tells you how long food should be cooked?
No, and I always have to guess.
Well, I know your daughter might get busy during the day, but if she just throws in one of those entrees and hits it where it says frozen dinner, she doesn't have to figure out how much time it should be cooked for. It does it automatically.
I think that's great. I wish mine did.
What do you think of this price?
I think that's really good. I've looked at some of them around here, and of course I like the Sharp anyway.
What's the warranty like, Patty?
7 years on the magnetron tube and 2 years on parts and labor. That's one of the strongest warranties in the industry. But most importantly, they rarely ever come back for service. It's one of the most reliable microwave ovens
7 years in the Megatron
in the
tube,
business.
huh? Well, we'll have it out there in a few days, Sonia.
Okay, thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ooh, we got nachos cooking, folks.
The cheese is
now,
melting.
let's see, a baked potato is a couple minutes, right?
Baked potato takes more like 5 minutes or
5
so.
minutes? What about
This
those little
cheese is
potatoes?
melting.
Those little ones are nice.
Little potatoes take a lot less time, but one medium potato. The cheese is melted.
Chris, get the picante,
nachos
please.
are crisp. And
Look at
ready.
that. Now, how much would it take you to sit on a hot stove, drooling over that hot stove? You want cool cooking. I imagine you sell a lot of these in the summertime.
Oh, absolutely, because it keeps the heat just out of the kitchen completely. You're saving energy by using this. You're also keeping the house cooler, but also you're not washing as many dishes because you're cooking right on what you're serving on.
Let's try another phone call here. It's on Easy Pay, folks. $39.98. You're on the show with Alan and Patty. Who's this?
This is Hazel.
How you doing today, Hazel?
Fine.
You calling from where?
Aberdeen, North Carolina.
What do you think of this Sharp microwave?
Well, I've been waiting for it to come back on.
What'd you like about it?
Well, I have a Sharp, and there's no comparison. So, there you go.
There's other ones out there, other brand names, but you won't touch the other ones, huh?
Well, I have two, and one's a big one, and the other one's my Sharp, and the Sharp gets used, and all one sits.
How long have you had those Sharp microwaves?
I've had mine 3 years.
No problem, huh?
No problem whatsoever.
Great.
And it works like a dream. You don't have to worry about stopping, and you know, your food's not cooking like they're supposed to.
Is there something every day you automatically always use the microwave for?
Well, the kids do. They always fix their own eggs in the microwave.
How do they do that?
Very easily. We started off with styrofoam cups and moved up to Pyrex dishes.
Oh, you just like to get a coffee cup?
Yeah.
Throw some eggs in?
Yeah, it's easy.
Really?
Yeah, it just happens so fast. You have to be careful not to overcook things. You take
How
it
long
out
does that
when
egg
it's just
take?
slightly done.
Oh, gosh. For them, it only takes about 30 seconds.
And you got eggs in the morning, 30 seconds.
And it's so nice because they can still go to school and have a nice breakfast. So,
Well, we're going to have some nachos here.
oh, you are?
Yeah.
Well, we've done that, too.
It's fun, isn't it?
It's, hey, when you first get your first microwave, you sit and look at coffee even heating.
We got to move on, but thanks so much.
Okay,
We'll have it right out to you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, thanks for stopping by, Patty.
Thank you, Alan.
And thanks
My
for the
pleasure.
nachos.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Thanks for everybody calling in right now. This is a Sharp mic. Keep dialing in. It's order number X7730, the best microwave for under $160 you'll ever buy. Chris is waiting eagerly with some great looking. You got to watch, Chris?